30 on the board, I'll listen to previous ones that all the chit chat before the meeting.
Yeah, what heard after
the meeting was on the recording.
Do they all, just set it, set it.
Well, talk about stuff that's off the record. Are we good? Are we up?
Hi.
Going? Hey, I'm going.
This is for Rising.
Yeah, yes.
Sweet guys.
Are we live or?
Yes, we should be live.
Okay, so it's 5:03. We'll go ahead and get this party started here. This is the July 21st, 2026 meeting of the Aransas County Presidential Board of Directors. We start off by going around the table and introducing ourselves. We'll start here to my left.
Shannon Hasty.
Kevin Lambert.
Anna Marshall. Nikki Arnold.
Frank Presley.
Micah Hill. I am Matt Oker, and we do have a quorum. We are in order. So the next agenda item we have is citizens to be heard. Do we have anybody? It doesn't look like it, so we can skip that one. Third agenda item, we have a public hearing and possible discussion and approval of the 2027 budget. Do we have a motion to open that for discussion?
I'll make a motion to open 2027 budget, open for discussion.
Okay, we have a second?
Oh, second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, so for discussion, who'd like to begin?
I just had a couple of questions for Ray. I'm impressed you got it down. Like,
That's nice.
I found it a decent amount and we're able to account for some increases in salary and stuff, but appreciated that. The legal services, we've got another 35,000. You're good with that? You're not gonna spend that money?
Now, what I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit was, when we did the audit from the financial audit, there was some money that we gained last year. And I would like to consider that money can be used in the event of legal issues instead of just budgeting. Because right now we haven't been spending even 65.
I was gonna say, I saw 17,000 year to date.
I know, and the previous year was 47.
Yeah.
And so there's no way for me to know beyond a shadow of a doubt what's gonna happen. Like right now, there's 10 open suits. So what I would like to do, instead of continuing to ask for money that we're not spending, is to say, last year we were able to save some money. It's sitting in the fund balance. If something happens and we have to spend money, then that's where we'll go get it for right now, unless y'all think that sounds bad.
How much money is it?
I think it was like 90,000.
Ooh, a lot of money.
I don't, can we? I thought we had
I
to
think
refund that back to the,
That are asked, don't you have to
Yeah,
ever ask
you guys.
them?
It's up to you guys. Y'all make those kinds of decisions. It can sit there, you can designate it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, and I'm not actually opposed to considering making an entry for in the fund balance, like a document, what's the word for it? You actually allocate part of the fund balance for that reserve, that thing. Legal services, like the hardest thing to budget for any entity here at all. Because you don't know.
Right.
1 month, 1 year, whatever it is, you just don't know.
Yeah, you know.
I think what might be prudent, because there is some gray area about
Yes.
fund balance and
Yeah.
stuff. I think what might be prudent is if we inform the taxing entities that we have this, and do they have any objection to it remaining in the CAD coffers for that
For
purpose?
legal issues.
Yeah, maybe, and I think we have to notify them if we want to amend or move as anyway. And so maybe we just carefully draft the letter to say this was found during the financial audit. The board is considering making a reserve fund for legal expenses and then let them say yes or no. Yeah.
Because ultimately, they're our first line bosses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for me personally, I wanted to know, I understand, but I wanted to know what y'all think. Because
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
I think that way we have a CYA of, let's get the entity approval. And if they say, sure, just keep the money there, then I'm all for it.
It's beneficial to us because we don't have to ask. This item can be lowered. Because then I don't have to have the worry, the what if worry. I can just say, if someone wants to go to the mat, then we can do it.
We got the
We
reserves.
can do it.
I mean, I'm fine with keeping, like, low, going from 100 to 65, I think that was the initial. Talking about that 2025 budget, or I guess it was the 26 budget that we did in 25. Where it was we were having knockdown drag outs about everything, we lowered the legal from 165 or 170 down to 100.
Mhm.
And then, but I think the initial ask was to lower it to all the way to 65, and there was some uncomfortability with that, and just knowing what legals can do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Lowering
uncomfortable.
lowering to 65 is, I'm good with that, especially if we could have that reserve there,
Yeah,
but you just don't know.
just don't know. It's so hard to know, and
But we've been really good on legal this year, and then wasn't
very good.
last year,
The same,
yeah, that's what I was
like
thinking.
47, we spent
Total.
47, and then, yeah, we actually had 2 years at 47.
Yeah,
Budgeted 144 in 2024, and we went down to 100 and.
yeah,
And if anybody on the board ever wants to know the legal game plan or wants to talk about it, just stop by. I just don't wanna talk about it on camera. But if you ever wanna know what we think and what we're doing and what's open and who's out there and how much value is in limbo, we have that information. We just don't talk about it publicly.
So we
'Cause
could talk about it in an executive session.
you could, yeah. Yeah, there's. Yes, you could.
Well, I don't think anybody's gonna pick a fight with us now if they know Mr. Lambert's recent ascension, you know, but we're doing pretty good around here.
wrong courtroom though.
Yeah, but judge is judge.
So if we send it out to the taxing units and say, you have a problem with this, what if some do and some don't? Then what do we do?
I think at that point, we have to default to I don't know if disbursement is the right word, but that the monies go back to the taxing entities and their percentages.
That would be my understanding of the code,
Yeah,
how we have to operate.
I think this is a good time as an aside to say that this is where it's important to build goodwill. I mean, if they feel like you're not being reckless with the
Right.
spending and you're not gonna find something to go waste on,
right.
they're probably a lot more willing to
The
acquiesce.
budget's
And
going
the thing
down.
is, since it's already gone,
Yeah,
and just, you know.
Yeah.
What if we have to come back and ask for more if legal gets out of hand?
That's always the.
You just,
It-
that,
We just don't.
you don't legally, you're not gonna know.
So a question to you then here is, if they say no, are you gonna need that $100,000 just in case, or are you okay with the 65?
I'm okay with the 65, timidly.
Yeah, right.
And you just don't know.
Yeah, I'm just banking on that we did 47,000 2 years in a row. So it's a trend-ish. That, we'll go with it. It's all,
Do we have cases that are heading to litigation or?
not right now.
That might change my thought.
Oh, man. Yeah. But not right now, no.
all right. Any other things y'all wanna? talk
There-
about?
Any other? Considering there could be money left over in that line item for the current year, are there other expenses or projects that you could anticipate for the budget year to date?
The budget that we currently have, since there's money, since we're not on track to spend.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about that line item specifically, like if we have budgeted the 100, are there other projects or things that you anticipate that we could need that money for? As we're already approaching them about that, there could
Yeah.
potentially be more
Maybe we could
funds.
recategorize that money for something else.
Gosh, that's a great question. Do you think, is there anything that you can think of now? Cause my answer to that is, I don't know of anything we need.
well, then maybe you think of that. I mean, obviously, it's not in what we're here to approve today,
Okay.
but it's certainly a consideration.
And we're about to start getting sued. So that'll start to pick up. It'll be in the next.
Every board wants to hear, right?
We're about to-
But it's not the boards of.
Yeah, I know.
It's just natural progression of the system.
We're
Yeah,
about
it's
a month
just,
away.
it's what happens.
Yeah, and so
Every
that
year.
budget will start to move again.
Yeah.
Right now, it's very, right now what you're seeing is a little bit of, legal, like, back and forth on pending suits. And then just kind of what it costs to have, to be able to ask questions and get answers. That's what that basically is right now. Which is interesting, that that's about how much it costs to get answers, which is a nominal amount. It's less than a lot of these items, but it's just,
Full of nothing but envy.
yeah.
I think we did really well last year looking at each line item and getting them kind of how we think we want to look at them. I don't have any other questions really on what was proposed.
The 270 number at benefits is actually 263. That number was, the 270,415 was the most, when I gave this out, that was the most it could possibly be. Between then and now, it's come down to 263, what?
659.
659, 263, 659, that number came down.
Is that because of what was pending has been finalized?
The benefit thing came down because the county HR department negotiated
Yeah, their rates.
a rate.
Yeah.
Of just a subtle change in, well, depends on how you look at it, change in, what's it called? What's your deductible?
Yeah.
Yeah, which changed the rate, which lowered the amount.
So the ones that, so the data process, why was there a reduction on that? What happened there?
Would you like to speak about this?
I'm walking away from Periscope. I will not be on them next year. So I will not be paying, they will not be the collections part of it that I pay for them. I'm switching software. That's what I was talking about when I came in.
So there's a new competitor came in or something, is that what?
It's not new. There's somebody that's been in the market for a while that's been after me and I've been wanting to go to them because they're a way better collection software than Harris Government is more appraisal. They're not very good at collections and I've been just dealing with it, so, and it's gonna cost me less too. So we're saving money this way, cause I'm not gonna be with them, and I'm also saving money for the county and the entities, because the first initial year, and we went up quite a bit on the estimate that they gave us. On my portion, I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna be paying less with the new system than I was with Harris Government.
So this is kind of a shared licensing then.
Yeah, because I piggyback with them, I'm on a shared system with them, they pay the bill and I pay them my portion.
Okay.
So that portion is now being deducted off of it, cause that portion of it's gone. There's no more collection, there won't be any more, the bills will not be on the website, I'll have my own website for collections. So all that,
Okay, well,
so I'll be paying for the collections part of it through my budget alone, not with y'all.
that's a significant savings. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
it gets put on the entities through me, but it won't be, but it's still less, it'll be less than what I'm normally paying.
And is the cloud storage backup reduction there, is that somehow?
Yeah, the cloud storage should be, you guys are, if you look, isn't it up further, you're gonna have to pay
So the cloud storage used to be
Backup.
halved by,
you're gonna have to pay.
so we're gonna pay the whole thing.
Cause it'll be strictly dumb. But it should be less, cause it shouldn't be as much.
It'll be.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah,
it's slightly less.
Slightly less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Who do we use for our?
some company called Dato,
they'll,
Synergistic,
it's, through the county.
Okay.
It's really above my head, the way all that works at some point. It's like, this is the backup of our backup, which is just,
Offsite storage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is,
yeah.
but it's better that way because after Harvey, we don't have backup of the backup anymore, like the our stuff. We don't have anything from 2014 back.
Hmm.
Because the server was,
A manual on premise.
yeah, and taken away by Harvey.
Hmm.
So this will be.
Yeah.
And then all the collection part of it will be stored in the cloud as well on. Through ACT and. They're a branch off of Linebarger.
You know, data storage costs usually increase, not decrease. Cause you keep gaining more data, so you need more space,
Yeah.
so to see that reduction.
Yeah, and that's just because all the collection part of it went bye-bye.
Yeah, any other questions you might have?
I just got a couple of other little ones, and I'm nickel and diming at this point in the grand scheme of things. In the year to date on the education, we've only got 329, and then you're lowering the education budget by 3,000.
So. Yes, I have not been going to conferences,
Okay, so that's what it is.
so I just haven't been, I'll almost have to have you guys tell me that I have to go. I'm really bad at, I don't like going, so it's hard for me to just sign up. So I haven't went in 2 years. I don't,
That's not affecting your.
it will eventually, I need to go,
He should be going
You
because
need to go.
he needs to go.
but I'm just saying I'm bad at it,
Yeah,
I'm bad at it.
yeah, it's very, especially during the legislative year, oh my God, yes. All the training that we get when we go to conferences is so helpful.
Next
that
year's
we
the
don't have-
legislative year.
Yeah.
It's networking too, like
It is.
the conferences, while they can be seen as not useful, they really are there
You
for
get the people
purpose.
that help
of-
you.
Yeah.
You build a.
You guys are making great.
What's hilarious is as I'm sitting here, my phone is blowing up and it's all the local tax collectors in our region. Blowing up my phone asking questions because we had a truth and taxation webinar today because we're getting ready to start that. So it is networking, it helps each other and it would help you. I've been trying to get you to go with regional meetings with me because. You just learn so much from your neighbors and know the problems that they're having too.
So if she drags you to stuff, is that missing $3,000 in the budget gonna hurt you?
Well, this thing that I was dragging to doesn't include that.
No, there's one other change
That's
that
just
we,
a regional.
there's
thing.
one other change that we made, that we've made on this education. And it is, all of the continuing education for the appraisers will almost always happen, after the summer, right, starting in the fall. Sometimes it'll push into March, but all of it, we'll start talking about getting your continuing education done, and this number will start to move.
Mhm.
But we've done something, I think, Val, right?
Mhm.
We used to send people to Austin and pay for hotels, and we've really stopped doing that. So we look local. And so it's really just budgetary at that level. It's like, it's a cheaper way to do it. So we're spending less because we're sending less.
If
People.
that's the answer, then fine. I just,
Well,
I'm in
it's
the
both.
industry where we have to keep constant education and everything else and everything that I
But
do.
he does have certain CEUs that he has to have every year, and one conference would probably wipe that out for him.
That is-
And I don't want
And
to
then he
change
would
the
get a-
budget and then you not be able to be I know what it is to not have your hours in it toward the end of the year and be scrambling
Yeah.
to get
And then you're
them.
trying to figure out how to get it in, and
Right.
yes.
So the training you're getting locally, is that the same training that
It
you would
is.
get if they went to Austin? Like
It is, it's
locally,
without the
It's
networking.
not in Austin, I mean, not in Rockport.
But we were also at a spot where all of our training we have 5 people on staff that have an RPA that need continuing education. So it gets a bit expensive if those 5 people, every time they need a class, are driving to Austin.
They don't have any virtual classes.
They do, that's what we've started doing.
Yeah.
So you lose the networking side of it and the ability to be one-on-one and the ability to go to lunch and those things, but you save.
Well, I'm fine with that for the
I-
people, not the chief. of
I-
police.
Right, the chief appraiser should be going to a conference. Yeah,
I agree with you.
When's the next conference, so we can make sure it gets.
August.
good?
2029.
and Grapevine.
2029.
August. Hey, wait, it's August and Grapevine.
Be great. Fine. I will
I
go.
also go to that because I'm on the regional board.
Force this issue.
I'll get it done.
If there's free drinks, I could be persuaded.
There, that's, yes.
We don't discuss conferences, okay?
So,
That's our
long
unwinding.
story short,
You're fine with
you're
it.
fine with the
the number.
reduction in the education, that's not necessarily because you're not using the education, it's. Some of that reduction is because you're doing it locally and not travel, okay. And then. On the, I had a question on the printing and office supplies, we've only used up 7,000 of our 40,000 budget this year. And then we're lowering the budget for next year, are we gonna, is that gonna be used in the back end of this year?
It's not, it's a problem with the postage and fees. You see, we're over. Like we're $7,000 on printing and office supplies, and we're at budget on postage. So postage is eating our lunch.
And postage is getting ready to go up
They're
again.
about to go up again.
Yep.
So you've reduced the budget for next year though,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on what?
on
Postage.
postage.
Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. That's exactly.
Probably.
I didn't know this June thing when I did this. I didn't know that this was gonna get this far out of whack. I also have made it where in our office, we use a company called VeraVerge. VeraVerge does most of our mailing. And so what VeraVerge does is they send us a invoice, and on the invoice, they itemize envelopes, paper, and all this stuff. Well, in the past, we were having a bookkeeper go in and say, envelopes are office supplies. This goes this way. Paper is office supplies. Postage goes this way. What I told Gary Cate's office is VeraVerge is postage and fees. We pay them. We're not gonna itemize their invoices.
I did that.
And so that is one of the things that's lowered this and raised this, cause now I've stuck everything in postage and fees. And so so there is some of that, but this is out of whack.
So,
Like,
I mean, if what you're telling me is we're already over budget. Albeit slightly for this year for postage, and postage is gonna go up. Shouldn't we add money to our postage and fees and not approve 32,000? We should go up.
If we take the $6,756 that we're saving in the benefits line item and add that directly to postage and fees, you end up with
So
38766.
then that doesn't even change our overall.
That's correct.
There we go. Look at that.
and what was the number?
6756 is the difference in the benefits versus what you presented and what you said it will be.
So so that takes. the-
And if you add that to the 32,000, it becomes
38.
38,756.
Let's do that.
Did you hear that, Val?
I did, I just changed it.
Okay, that's right.
So one question I have is, I kind of look at these things as silos, right? So if you take the bold print underneath each section,
Sure.
I consider that. So I don't know the answer to this, like if we pass this budget, we present it to the taxing entities and ask them to fund it. If we have to move something in a line item within that silo, do we have to go through the whole rigmarole of getting the approval, or is that considered approved for that silo? You know, does that make sense?
Like anything within supplies, as long as we stay within the overall supply budget, we're good.
That's what I
I
would
don't
think,
think
right?
it specifies, it just says if we wanna make an amendment, that we have to notify them, I believe is how it's worded.
I wonder if there's a way to attach a narrative
Do we have
to the budget that just says, we're passing this budget based on these groupings.
Do we have to present line items to them?
According to, the way that statute reads, yeah, but to me,
We have to, we have to
No,
present.
no, I know where you're saying, I don't believe that you have to, because we've even moved categories, you have to present the budget and give them a copy of the adopted budget, but it doesn't have to be itemized.
If we gave them a budget that just simply said personnel, education/licensing, professional services. We use this as an internal document for our purposes, and then if they need a workshop to go through whatever, then we can
It
say.
can still
these are-
exist in this fashion, but
These are our
It's a-
breakdowns, but for the purposes of us spending money, so that we don't have to come back for an amendment every time we turn around. if something comes up within a category.
So I don't know that they're looking for this
I
level
don't
of
think they-
specificity. I mean, it's
I
good for
wouldn't-
us to have the information.
I personally, I wouldn't think that they would care. I would think that we're showing a lowering in the budget and we would show what categories we're gonna see that lowering in. I don't think they would necessarily have an issue with that.
And I think when
That's
we
easy.
present our budget, what we say in our cover letter, we say, we consider each one of these groupings to be the line item. Now, you know, we can still give them a breakdown, but this is how we passed our budget. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, whatever there is,
Yeah.
8 line items.
Right.
So with us as a board, we're agreeing with how you plan on spending this money here, and as long as but we're also saying, I'm gonna tell you, you're allowed to spend 307,000 on professional services. Try to keep it this, but
Mhm.
you know, there's your budget.
Yeah, the more nitpicky things get over time and we want things described in bigger ways and these things end up growing and growing and growing. And then when we get more comfortable, we can start shrinking them down and trying to answer as many questions to know what each item means.
It's a good practice. I like it. I like to see the breakdown.
Oh, I do
Yeah,
too.
If
As
you've
a
ever
board, I
seen the
wouldn't,
school budget, it has like 28 line items and there's like 300 departments. And so you don't see any of that. And that, yes, no,
as a board, I
See
wouldn't
it
wanna
all.
see this just the.
But ours at
me
county,
neither, I'm
mine has
using
50
it,
million every
Yeah.
items and they're.
but figure out,
Every department has
To,
50 million.
yeah,
I even have his on mine and they
If we
question
do
me
it
all the
that way, I
time
think that would be a good idea.
on our budget.
what was that?
They said they even have your budget on my budget.
As you said,
But theirs, and they always question me and I'm like, oh, no.
I think what we can do is pass our budget, our cover letter, and then we put this, we just apply with this breakdown. We can say, this is our published budget, and it's the silos.
Correct.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I had a question about the entire thing, because we already sent them a budget. Which, before we even saw the budget, and I guess that's what I don't like about that process. I don't like sending the taxing entity the budget that I haven't even seen yet. But,
So, yeah, that's fair. We could have had a meeting. And I could have showed y'all the preliminary budget ahead of time, and said, hey, this is what I plan to send out.
I mean,
That's,
is that something, am I the only one that feels that way? And I am.
no, I think that happens all the time. That
That's
people
fair.
do it that way.
I think it would be, I think it would be more pressing, like if we were asking for a significant increase, you know, that would definitely be a little different, but no, I understand what you're saying, that's.
We also
procedural.
ran up against it, like.
Say is it a date, they have to receive it
The
by.
14th or the 15th, it's one of the two, and we started pushing up against it. Because we sent out notices so early, we got overwhelmed. And so then I got really late with the budget and then I couldn't get quotes. Some of the people were kind of giving me they're gonna take me a little while routine. And so yeah, that's kind of what happened there at the end. At the end, I just cut bait. I was like, I gotta get this out.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, I know the timing is because they're also working on their budgets.
sure.
So they, you know, cause like I said, I got hit right away about your budget, so they could put, the county could put their portion in their budget.
Yeah.
And I'm like, luckily you had already sent that out, so I had it to give Jackie.
Yeah, we got a little, a little bit overwhelmed for about a 6
But in a
months.
normal year, would you have sent this to us first before you tax in you? Or normally you send it to them and then us?
I think, I don't know that there's normal. I think it's that the board's preference is.
I think we did
And
it.
that is the
I think
way,
we did
that's
it
what we should do.
I think we did it in 24 where we met prior,
Mhm.
but that was the year where we had meetings,
Every week.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then
I
25,
think I emailed it out to you guys and said something like, if y'all, I'm planning on sending this to the entities.
And that's a good practice, is send it to us first and say, hey, I need to send this in, does anybody have any questions?
I'm not sure why I didn't do that. I may just,
Well, 24, we were at the 11th hour trying to get the budget passed.
that was that September meeting or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting any prelim on that.
Now,
I'm
we-
fine with that, I'm
But
just
you
really,
didn't come on in 24.
We got
until-
them, it was
I was
just,
like May 24.
I feel like.
I feel like it came in after that.
I feel like it was June.
Maybe June was my first
We
week.
had a preliminary budget meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be.
That's been 2 years ago now. Since then.
I had blocked that.
But I hear you, I think that it's probably like, it's at least a good practice minimally for me to send it out and say. Like on a Monday or someday and say, I'm planning on this being sent out, if you see anything on here.
Let me know. because-
I would
Yeah.
like to send it out like that, even from an error, from the point of, if there's like a typing error.
Yeah,
or
anything.
Mathematical.
Because it
error.
reflects the whole board.
Yes, yeah,
and
no,
Any district. so.
yes,
I was
Do
trying to
that-
think of
do
just
that
the
next year.
logistics
Yeah.
behind it though, like. It has to go to them by the 15th and it just has to be the preliminary budget. And then here we are, how many days later, and we're gonna adopt a budget and send them a changed version. Maybe it's just our planning of. Maybe this meeting needs to be before that meeting, or I don't know.
When we can adopt our budget, I mean, we kind of when we want to, we just have a back end date that it can't be beyond that,
Mhm.
so.
last
Yes.
year we
But
were,
we can't adopt the budget until after they've seen it, right? Oh, we can?
we adopted today.
But they've already seen
They've seen the preliminary.
You
The
should-
preliminary, yes, ma'am, the preliminary does have to be in their hands. We would be out of compliance if they didn't have the preliminary in their hand by June 15th. What I didn't account for was fatigue.
it. Yours?
Yes. Well, the office, right now, the
Oh.
office got very tired.
It's a running thing that the tax code has us doing this type of work when it's our busiest
Busy.
season, yes, and then the
I
budget.
love doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Things.
We sent the notices out 2 weeks early and, we just got, it was a
Or
thing.
you never gonna do that again?
You're not
Like this.
Jump by,
I
Yeah.
think it's so
4 weeks early,
possible that-
again, are you?
I-
You don't know the havoc you've been causing me.
But what's possible is what I would do is factor in, a week in the middle where appraisers don't have to talk to people. Where they're just working, where they're almost just cleaning up what they've been working on. It'll just make the public a little bit upset. But that would probably help, is if there was just like a week in the middle that was not, so much, conversation and people were able to sort of sort their inbox and stuff like
My
that.
thought on this is if you could say, today's Monday, I'm gonna send this out on Wednesday. And if I don't hear back from you, I'm sending it
Yeah,
out on
that's
Wednesday,
right.
I'd be perfectly
Yeah.
good with that.
Okay, no problem with that.
Okay, I have one question. I've asked this of Ray several times, maybe in meetings, maybe outside, but. And I just ask for complete candor on this, because I'm okay if we wanna do something here. Are we where we need to be with salaries? Are people happy with their current level of compensations? That's something we need to look at, cause I mean, I'm showing a reduction here of $43,000 from the overall budget. If I'm not against increasing some salaries, if that's
The
something.
salaries did increase, and
Mhm.
and in my opinion, looking at what he gave us, it looks like he reallocated and kind of moved some of that around.
And even at this level, I'm just saying, even if there's a little more that we need to do, I'm at least open to hearing that.
Everybody got a raise. And, everybody got a raise. I'm hesitant to say a whole lot
Yeah.
on camera,
Mhm.
just,
Understood.
it's just
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
to,
that's not.
to do, but I mean, I appreciate what you guys are, the sentiment here. It's, I would have to probably talk candidly off, camera, just to be careful with that.
But just generally speaking, are we at a good number here or?
Generally speaking, the Aransas County Appraisal District, when compared to other appraisal districts, is paid appropriately. That's a good statement. If you put our numbers compared to other appraisal districts, then the numbers line up, pretty well. I would say, I think that's true.
Where I'm coming out with that is that the feedback that I've gotten from the few people reached out to me in the community. Everything's been very laudatory. The staff's done a great job. We know the staff does a good job with everything they do for us, and everything. So I'm into rewarding that. I'm just saying, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm usually the cut the budget guy, but I'm okay if we want to go a different direction. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean, yeah, one way to handle it is to approve. It's up to you guys, but you could approve an amount and then let me,
Make it discretionary.
yes.
I think what he's getting at is like, I'm allowed with my staff, we do steps. We're allowed to increase their pay one step. We used to be able to do two, but we're limited to one now. Upon merit raises. If they don't deserve it, they don't get it. They do, they get it. And you have to do an evaluation. We do yearly evaluations with them. So it's put in my budget that their salary stays, and then, you know, if they get a COLA, that's another thing you can look at too, is sometimes we get a COLA. And then I'm allowed a one-step increase, so that what you could do, like, I think the percentage of what that increase is like 3%, maybe 2%, something like that, I don't know exactly what that is. But you could allow like just a percentage if there's a merit increase. That he's allowed to give them if he feels fit.
So for our end, it would just be a matter of adjusting that number, if that's something.
You guys were comfortable with it. I'm not even sure what off the top of my head, I think that this represents like a 2.9 or 2.8%.
Which is what
Increase
I'm target.
to salaries. It's been a little while since I've looked at it. It's something along those lines. The thing about this is, from our perspective here, is there's many reasons to make sure that we retain. One of them is in the RPA issues, they don't grow on trees. It's kind of a problem nowadays. When you face uphill if you have to replace an appraiser, because you have to deal with, do we want to pay for someone's 5 years worth of classes, or do we want to go find someone that potentially has to move with and be able to afford a house in Aransas County? And that's a challenge. That's a real challenge.
Just finding help period today is a challenge.
Pretty hard, yeah.
So here's what the numbers look like. So we've got roughly just over $16,000 increase from 573 and change from 557 up to 573. And that does represent a 2.9 overall increase. If we went to 4%, then that only raises that number from 16,000 to just over 22,000. So a little over $6,000 difference. I'm just using that as a baseline.
So you're like giving a 4% COLA raise for everybody across the board, which.
That is, you know, if there's anybody that has a hard objection with that, I mean, that's understandable too. I just know, what was it, last year, we didn't do anything, right? Last year?
No, there was some raises.
Yeah,
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago, and then we cut a year of the or their longevity.
We don't do our longevity pay, but I don't really want to add it back. I'd rather just pay people. That's my thought. I just want to pay them what they should be paid and not do the each year you get this, and once you've worked here for 20 years, I'm sure like you get $900. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't jump into that.
That's
but
my
this-
Christmas shopping, leave me alone. I get that check at the end
I
of the
just
year, I
wanna
want
pay
that, that's
people.
my Christmas money,
Yeah.
some of it.
Well, it's kind of, so one thing I was really pleased with, because this was a huge deal a couple years ago, was all the comp time, right? And so we massively reduced that,
Yeah.
and in some cases eliminated it.
Yeah.
Right? So to me, that's a huge monkey off our back,
It's
right?
really nice.
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys. I'm just throwing it out there that, you know, I'm not opposed to doing something.
I just don't want it to be more than what typical government entities do. My experience is typical government, I don't think I ever got 4% increase in my 30 years of working for the state.
I got one. We got one, we haven't been this year.
Well, that, I mean, I just wanna make sure it's not gonna be like, wow, they got 4% and nobody
I
else.
understand, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if that.
And sometimes, this is a very specialized deal, like he said, these licenses and stuff, that sometimes the market shifts on you, you know?
I mean, personally, guys, that's my stress. That's a conversation for a different day, but if you ask me, what's the thing that I'm worried about the most?
I just stress keeping employees.
Yeah, cause if certain key positions here are vacated, then operations will suffer.
And I don't have the input like you guys give, cause they never want me to give raises. So it's very hard for me to keep staff, heck. Very hard. I keep losing them to the other departments because they make more than my staff does. So I appreciate you guys looking out for his, cause it is hard to find people.
That's a prime example. If you want retention, you gotta pay them.
Exactly. I wish everybody believed in that because it is hard.
I mean, that was one of the reasons why when I was in business, I shopped around for everything I got, all my supplies, because I figured like, if I can pay less for a needle valve, then I can afford to pay that guy more per hour, and he's the one out there mopping up the OT. So anyway, that's, anybody has any thoughts on that or wants to toss something out there that, go ahead. And if not, we can close discussion and move toward a vote or whatever y'all want to do.
I wouldn't have problems with setting something aside and increasing rates or salaries, as long as the total operating budget stays under last year's. I think we're in good shape. Okay, but that number, I'm not one to pick that number.
Well,
So like grand scheme of things, like I said, like I'm over here nickel and diming, it's a similar thing, but overall to.
Set aside 3% or 4%, it's probably not a bad idea.
and we can, like I say, we can make that discretionary. I mean, it's his staff. But if we take that 573, 691 number and we run that to 580 even, we're still gonna be, we're what, 43 down, so we're gonna still be 35 under last year's number.
Okay.
So I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, I love that this staff has worked so hard to make sure that this budget continues to find cost saving pockets, if you will. And I'm not opposed to rewarding that. So.
Making it discretionary, what are your thoughts on putting it in a different silo than salary?
I'm open to anything you want to suggest.
Again, only thinking later and like, how does it fit into the education and licensing? What are we rewarding them for? Their merit, their licensing, or education, I don't know.
It's like a stipend.
Or like a bonus pool.
Yeah,
Can't use the word bonus.
yeah,
Yeah.
the B words.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
That's
gotta
the
be
word
like,
that we all
it's like a
use
stipend.
for everything.
that you get for
Sometimes,
your
I know you're
certificates.
cutting costs in education, but sometimes people really look forward,
They do.
not you, but.
No, you're right.
And they do.
Going to Austin.
A break away from you.
That would be something they would enjoy doing.
So. I appreciate you guys. I think that, I need to go back a second here. I need to go back to where Kevin was at. I'm hearing what y'all are saying. The $8,800 number in education. Given my ways, it possibly should, I think I'm gonna start feeling better if that number is just like 10,000 instead of 8,800. And that education side, I will pay closer attention to making sure that conferences and stuff like that are done. I know it's $1,200, but I'm just thinking that I've been thinking about it while y'all have been talking about this other stuff. And just the travel of it can be expensive. So let's not, if it's okay with y'all, let's not cut that. Let's just put it to 10.
Do we have consensus on that?
Is that okay with y'all?
I'm okay with
Yes.
No problem.
And then whatever you guys wanna do with the other, and however you wanna do it.
Okay. Any other proposals?
You said the salary part was at 2.9%?
I think that's correct.
Why don't you just make it an even 3?
Well,
What came up with 2.9?
Just
We
put
get-
it out
we get
in the-
into the-
Just how it ended
Yeah.
up?
Get into
Okay.
closed session type stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's just, okay, I get it now.
Discretionary stuff.
Yeah.
I'll add, I don't have a problem with the increase. Like what Matt was talking about, but. That's your call, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's fun. I'm gonna always say yes. You're just making my life easier. That's what you're doing. You're making it where we get to have like in 6-month employee evaluations and have something tied to it is what that starts to open the doors to. That's like, hey, you're doing a good job. Here's a coffee cup, or hey, you're doing a good job. Here's, you
A
know,
chip clip.
Well,
Yeah,
I give them hair.
I mean, that's what y'all, that's
Oh, I
what's
got
happening
it.
there. And
Yeah.
if you guys see it by way of stipend or however it is that. you
We
see
don't
it,
get any of that. My staff doesn't get any of that.
So-
I look at
It's
these
not-
numbers and my
it's
staff
not
all when I come work
content.
here.
With the budget, I put, the budget that I put out is,
I'm moving in with Val.
So is that, Nikki, you mentioned possibly budgeting it somewhere else, how did you anticipate that looking?
Maybe a line item with education or licensing again, it just gives you a silo to work with versus a salary that's tied to a benefit, because when you do that, you're also increasing the other line item. Honestly, depending on how you do it.
And so where do we think we're gonna be at the end of the year on licensing? Right now, we're only a little over 10% spent. Cause we budgeted
it'll
44.
all come in, it's all gonna come in, whatever we spent in 25. Which was actually 6,000. I'd have to see.
Where do you have that? I didn't see the extra.
You know, it came out in a later email. We all have an actual 2024 and 2025 actual. We all have that.
I don't see it.
We got the budget 26
Mhm.
to
Okay.
Yeah, we got 27 and year to date up against 26.
Okay.
That's what I was looking at.
So yeah, cause feel like the licensing stuff, I mean, that should all be known costs, right?
They have,
it is unless you have to hire somebody and pay more licensing.
Right,
The dues should be the same.
right. Or even
I mean,
if
if they went
increase,
up,
right?
it could be
We should know.
minimum.
I'm just thinking if we took that number there, the licensing dues, and we did something like you're talking about, we went to 10,000, that's 5,700 increase there. That's right in line with what I was talking about. I mean, if you guys are comfortable with it, that's fine. I'm cool with whatever. y'all
Did
wanna
I
do.
not
I guess
email
we're
this out?
out to the government side of things, because how.
That way, no.
What's wrong with the funds for-
This is like.
Right, that's, yeah.
I've always been used to like, I can write the check.
So
What
what this is a 2024 actual, a 2025 actual, and then the 2027 proposed. So this is me looking at it, like I needed to see the trends of
Bless you.
what we spent. And that's where,
So why did it go down so much from 25 to 27?
25,
The licensing and dues.
yeah, that,
Well, because the 26 went down too, if you look at your
Yeah.
other 26, it was one of the other things we moved. 26 is kind of missing in there, but you don't have the other paper.
They do with.
Yeah.
25 maybe having more because of any appraisal stuff you had to do.
no, I don't have a good answer for it, guys. I don't have a good answer why actual 2024 is 3,300. And then actual 2025 is 6,300, other than. I think there's a coding problem in one of those accounts. That number shouldn't change that much. Licensing and dues shouldn't change that much.
Oh, so something got spent. and it
That,
was
I
allocated.
think it got put in the wrong bucket.
Okay.
This is a very straightforward, but it does muddy up the waters now. Of not knowing exactly, I just didn't notice it.
Change the software, adopt new software.
Well, that licensing and dues there, Micah, is really related to licenses.
I see.
You know?
Yeah,
To
I
the
got it.
appraisal.
I got you, I'll read.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's
man.
really just,
Going the other way. Well,
yeah, organizational licenses. It should be almost identical every year.
Can I ask on evaluation services, now that I'm looking at 24 and 25 actuals? And then up to the 27 proposed budget, why within a 3-year time period, we've increased that cost by 25%?
That is because of the homestead stuff from the state. It's caused us to go third party. So the
Okay.
state is granting this exemption and then telling the appraisal district to audit all homesteads every 5 years.
And you
So we've
can't
had
do
to, that's like a,
that. Sir,
we had to hire somebody and it's pretty expensive. It's-
clearly.
Yeah, it's actually one of the more expensive things. They're all, they do other stuff for us, right? Like they do some homestead vetting
Yes.
also on the front end. of
Right,
it
to help.
To help us like
Uh-huh.
catch things, but yeah, it's yeah, that's what happened there.
Okay.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Okay, we're going.
What about calling it a performance increment? I'm trying to find out something to write in there that says that it's not a bonus, it's not something automatic, it's a. And this is just say discretionary, because that can be open to whatever too.
Discretionary performance increase.
Yeah, I mean, how, yeah, whatever you want.
I don't know the laws on that. With government and the ability to not have something count. Like, we're gonna tax it as payroll.
Yeah,
So,
it always is.
so it's okay to have that coming from, like, not being accounted for in salary and personnel, to say that's coming from somewhere else.
Well, it would be like your longevity, it's not coming from your salary and your benefit. You're still getting your taxes taken out of it, but it's not hitting your retirement, it's not hitting your other things. It
Okay.
is an additional payment, but all the other categories
I
are covered.
gotcha. Okay.
Or at least I would guess that's how the county does it. I think the city does it that way.
Mhm.
When you get other pay.
That's how longevity works. That's basically longevity.
That would be just basically longevity.
Yeah,
that you don't
discretionary
want-
longevity.
That you
No.
don't want to get.
No, it's discretionary at that point. It's not $5 for every month that you've been there for,
Right.
but it is the same concept.
So is it like discretionary bonus pay?
You can't
It-
use
it-
the word, you can't use that word.
You got my hand slapped on that.
Gotcha.
You gotta make a pretty word for it.
Sorry, my brain's not working that well to do
A
that.
treasury, how about a treasury increase recovery zone and we can call it terms?
You know what? We're not gonna say that word in here. Thank you very much. Yes, it is.
What, I have one other question too, that I just remembered, I assume under, I guess I would assume under printing and office supplies, I'm concerned if you have a computer to go out or something, or do you have the money in there to cover?
So we've always done that out of capital outlay, the $10,000.
Yeah.
And so we always run this little risk of if anything else goes wrong. The good news is we don't have very many old computers. We're on a real good staggered term with those. The bad news is this year we've already spent the 10,000 because we had to replace the air conditioner.
I thought that's why we created the IT specific line item last time.
Information technology.
Yeah, that was, yeah, well, there was some,
Capital outlay had to be $5,000 to be capital asset.
It does.
well, we always buy two or more.
I don't think that
Yeah,
counts.
Yeah.
Has to be included.
Okay, if that's what that is, then I'm.
So the
I'm fine
information
with it.
technology, that's where we would pull it from, yeah.
So it's
but there was some thought-
3,500 in IT.
It
that
is.
enough?
It's two computers,
Okay.
if we needed them. I think it's math. We've spent, the thing that happened this year that hasn't happened in a long time was we spent the 10,000 on an air conditioner. That broke down on us in April or May.
April. I think.
Gotta have that, you can't work without that.
Man. And then we've also spent an extra $5,000 that you don't see yet. In your data in building and maintenance. We had a slab leak, we had a water leak underneath our slab. And so we had plumbers here for a couple weeks chasing water lines that were from who knows when. They had to bust up the concrete. The city called us and told us, you're using a lot of water.
Today, well, I was thirsty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but the information technology thing, what happened with that was we used to budget $15,000 in capital outlay. And then last year,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what that was about.
Yeah.
And there was some idea that we were gonna need to purchase Adobe licenses. And we didn't do that. We're still running like individual licenses for people. We don't have a MOU with the county yet. And so, that 3,500 is just for miscellaneous IT.
When you bought a server last year too,
We
didn't you?
did,
Mhm.
we did. So saying all that is,
That's-
I think we're good.
That's all I had.
Yeah.
I'm done with my Nick one down questions here. However y'all wanna address Matt's idea, I'm fine with, and everything else we talked about, I'm good with those changes.
Now, what do you have entered in that spreadsheet? And how has that
Change
changed?
the bottom line.
Number, yes, the net,
So
yes.
now it's 1,417,206.
And that's just adding, going up to 10K in education.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then we,
And move the other. Yeah.
right. We added to the posted and fees, but it didn't change.
Okay.
Say that number again.
1,417,206.
And I threw out a motion.
Certainly, well,
No,
Or if you
are we
advance
here
it,
Well,
discussing
The
this?
other thing,
or if you have any
where
numbers.
are we going, or are we just?
I don't think we need a motion unless
No.
you're ready to approve.
Yeah, that's what I was
But it's
gonna-
already on the table for discussion and everything, but if we wanna add anything else, we would need to do that first.
Anybody want to add?
Do we wanna vote on Matt's idea and see if there's a way for us to do it without saying the B word? Or do we just wanna leave it at where we're at and move on?
My
I-
personal thought is to leave it and move
Yeah,
on, just because
that's
I
fine
just
too.
don't feel comfortable with 4% without knowing what other government entities are doing at this point in time. That's just my opinion. Not that I don't appreciate everybody, I do.
I also think we research how to do that, whether it be a certificate pay or something else that could be an incentive added to the budget in the future.
Yeah, like for the next year budget, maybe do that.
Okay, so right now we sit at 1,417,206. As we've made all of our corrections to that, which by my count, we've got 1, 2, 3 corrections. That we've changed. 1 is a decrease and 2 are an increase. And so we're going down a total of, what is that, $4,800 from what's proposed. So is there anybody who'd like to make a motion to adopt the budget as amended?
Be more than that, right?
Well, 422, minus 417 be 5, but you have 200 extras, that's 48, right?
I got lost, hold
I
on.
need a calculator.
Yeah, which numbers are you talking about again, the bottom line?
So what was proposed was 1.422, and what we're talking about adopting right now with the amendments is 1.4.
Oh, you're looking at the top, no, he's not looking at the bottom.
Oh,
Oh, I was like, it says.
You didn't look at the bottom, bottom.
Oh, man, I didn't go with
Yeah, I'll put it at the bottom, I'm looking at it.
It's over here at the juice supply.
I saw that.
All right. Okay, so what does?
We're spending money now.
We're going up from 1.416006. We're going up $1,200 to 1.417206.
but isn't that 26? I thought we were looking.
Yeah, because the only thing we did increase overall was the
1200.
Correct.
Move that 1200.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong, I wasn't looking at the.
Yeah,
at the
I agree.
bottom
Okay.
line. It said total operating budget, and I was like, that's it. And then it says down here again, though.
Yeah.
So if we just leave the education at 8,800, then we get to leave this number as the same, that's the only thing changing this number?
Yes.
Then that's what I wanna do. I wanna just leave it, I wanna leave it,
Can you go to the conference?
we'll get it, I will be,
Well, no, wait.
I'll be so tired of conferences before.
I'm gonna make sure,
Please do.
and I'm gonna take them to Grapevine, now I'm gonna go,
It's just
I wasn't gonna go this year, but.
And for $1,200, we get to have the number that we gave. I like that,
Good.
makes me happy,
Oh, we do, I'll make you happy.
thank you.
You guys got the way that number?
So my
Well,
number,
the budget's the same.
so when I was saying.
Damn it, I got no research.
When I was saying we're looking at $43,000 increase, I was looking at the wrong number, it's only a
You said that, and I was like,
We're all looking at it going, huh?
Well, you know,
Our math ain't
feel free to
happening.
correct me at any time, don't let me just keep running with it. But okay, so, yeah.
Now we're back to the original?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I mean,
Okay.
it's still a saving of 15,000 over last
yeah,
year.
yeah.
And
And I do wanna say something to Ray, I appreciate you getting rid of the storage unit and saving $7,600 a year, that was really good.
And you don't have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
On my end, that's worth $7,600 a year, for sure.
That was definitely on my radar the last two cycles.
Yes, it's done.
All right, so I make a motion that we adopt the 2027 budget in the amount of 1.416006.
You have a second?
Okay.
All right, is there any further discussion?
do we need to, in this motion, do we need to include our changes of the 270,000 in benefits?
No,
No, because that, we're gonna adopt the budget as amended. So, okay,
No
so.
further questions.
All
Get him practicing.
those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, nay? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. Good deal, that was our budget, perfect, right on. We did it. So now, we move back to our agenda. Item 4, discussion of possible approval of the May 12, 2026 meeting minutes. Here somewhere there. Okay, would anybody like to make a motion to adopt or amend?
Nikki, did you get my amendments?
No, I don't suppose I did.
Oopsie.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let me make sure I. I don't even know.
Today?
No, no. Remember we did that one?
Well, then maybe I did by then. I don't know. When did I send these to you, Ralph?
It's been a while. I think we had to have them for something.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can remember. The one thing I know I wanted to have something in there on item 3, when I talked about the financial audit. I would like something to reflect that they. I don't have the language there. That the audit is in good, the financial statements are in good condition. That was the result of the audit. I just think we should say something like that. Because we had a financial audit. If I'm looking at this, I wanna know, well, how did it turn out, other than we reviewed it. And. I
The
don't think-
conclusion of the report that the finances were healthy.
They might have a copy of that. No, it was,
Pretty-
I took it straight from the audit report.
Do you remember which page?
It was the first page.
Okay.
They call it a synopsis, I don't remember. I try to commit those things to memory, but I'm just whiffing here.
You got one of the good brains, don't you?
No. You're memorizing financial audits, you have problems.
I can probably find it.
A little light bedtime reading.
Yeah. The financial statements referred to the financial statements referred to above present fairly in all material respects the respective financial position of the governmental activities of the county appraisal district as a da-da-da. I mean, to me, that just says the whole thing about the audit, that we're in good shape, that we have good financial statements. What do you think? No, I don't think.
I read that to say that their audit is basically truthful and actually represents the status of our financial situation.
No, I would say the financial statements of Aransas County is truthful. That's what they're saying, right? Respective financial position, the financial statements referred to above. In all material respects. I don't like the way they say it, the respective financial position of the government activities of ACAD.
So our financial is basically saying that our financial statements do in fact say what the activity, like, we're not lying.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, I just thought it would be good to have them. Anybody else wanna look at it, or y'all wanna just say as is?
I'm good with however y'all wanna, whatever y'all wanna add to that.
Nikki? It's kind of what I put quotes around it. Yeah.
The financial statements were found to be accurate and in good order by the auditor.
Well, I was gonna say something like that, but that's not what the auditor said, so I
Oh,
felt
okay.
better putting in exactly from the auditor's report.
When we publish our minutes, do we supplement our minutes with any materials that came from the meeting? Like with that report, we don't do that?
Yeah, we put the video and then the minutes, I think.
Okay, I just, because if we do, have, can I take care of that, but whatever.
We do send the audit, everybody.
Okay.
Financial statements were in accordance with accounting principles. I mean, it's really all they say is that you did what you needed to do. I just don't know how else to say it other than how they said it, but
Yeah.
it's wordy.
But, yeah, I don't like the way they said it either, I just didn't know if we could change how they said it, but I just think it's important that, to me, if I get an audit, there's usually a finding in audit, either you find that there were no issues, or there's findings.
Or
in
maybe
the
there were
audit.
no findings is a better word, because that's
Yeah.
essentially what you're looking for.
I think that's what these guys are looking for, is findings.
Correct.
If
So
there were
no findings reported by
No.
the
Well,
audit.
Well, we could say, I did ask him on the recording, I did ask him if there was anything that was cause for concern. I mean, I mean, I know I said that.
Yeah.
In some respect, so.
Without reading the
See-
report, I don't know that I would wanna say
I would-
the findings, because I can usually. Any auditor that I've ever worked with has always found something, it's their job,
Yeah,
unless they didn't.
they don't talk a lot to me, but they don't talk a lot to me, which I think is good, like they come in, they do their job, they ask very specific questions and then they leave.
I mean, they're basically saying the audit finds that ACAD financial statements were appropriately represented or accurately represented, something like that, but.
It'd be hard to say something when they didn't really say it. the
Well,
way they
that's
say
why
it.
that's why-
They need to say it the way they say
Yeah,
it.
even though we
Because
don't.
otherwise they,
technically say
you
it,
know,
but-
you don't wanna
Their
misquote.
wording is,
period.
it is fairly stated in all aspects.
There you go.
Fairly stated is what they use in both the back and the front. In our opinion, the information is fairly stated.
According to the auditors, they said. We need to put something in there.
Fairly stated.
It was fairly stated.
I'm-
You're fairly stated.
I see what you're saying, I'm
I
good with it the way it
It
reads, and then we can provide the.
They have an
audit
audio
report if somebody
an
wants
audio
to
if they
see
need
it,
it.
I wouldn't wanna get into
quoting them.
and misquoting or anything.
Yes.
Alright, and I don't remember. what
That's
the-
just my opinion. Oh,
What do you
What
feel?
the judge ruling.
Don't give him the gavel. Okay, so what do you think?
I'm okay with that.
Just as it is,
Yeah, we can go with what it is.
or anybody else? So we have a motion second, right? Trying to remember.
Yes.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
I don't know that we have a motion in a second. I think she just said she wanted to amend it.
Oh.
I didn't write that down. I
Oh,
don't think we have
okay.
a motion in a second, so if we could just.
Okay, yeah, sure. Anybody like to?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 12th board meeting.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, there was a motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, 5-0. All right, way to go.
I realize that the minutes are supposed to be signed by everyone,
Right.
so I'm gonna pass this around or after the meeting, whenever
I
it's
was gonna say it
appropriate.
now, yeah. We didn't change it.
Well, if I could just get everybody on the same copy, right?
You're gonna sign it.
Okay, and send it.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to send around the March 5th because it did not get signed.
But it did get,
It was approved.
Yeah, I wasn't here for this.
Okay, moving on in our agenda, we are on agenda item number 5, discussion and possible action for the designation of an appraisal district depository for the 2027 and 2028 years. Do we have anybody like to make a motion to adopt or amend?
I'll make a motion to adopt that. Letter.
Okay,
Did
For
we-
that
did-
information.
Y'all got the new one?
I got one that was sent out yesterday.
Yesterday.
One yesterday.
Yeah.
so we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it. I wrote it, no.
Yeah. We have any discussion on that? Agenda item?
I guess the only discussion I had for it was. What exactly are we bidding?
Interest rates
Yeah.
and fees.
So I mean, all. So how many bids do we anticipate getting?
last time we got one.
Okay.
This, we just rebid and we got none. Nobody wanted to compete with Prosperity, so nobody bid.
They do
They
kind of seem to
can't.
be the go-to.
But prosperity didn't bid either?
Well, I'm just saying it was, but nobody bid against them
Oh, okay.
because nobody, they knew they're,
What happened with us last
yeah.
time?
It was
I
just
think the only
basically,
one with fees that are close to it is First Community in town. charter's fees are higher, American bank's fees are higher, but American's becoming Prosperity, so they're gonna be out of the picture. So all you're really left with is First Community, Rally.
And First Community just lost one of our entities, switched from them and went to Prosperity. I'm down to,
And there's probably gonna be very little movement between them, even if they're working bids, right? I mean,
yeah,
I don't think this is usually a controversial deal, but.
No, but we, and we can, once we get it in place, then we can also, what's it called, in 2 years?
Renew.
We can renew, yeah,
yeah,
and and so we can get, how many years can we get out
4
of this?
years.
4 years? 4 years out of it. Before we have to do it again.
Okay, is there any, we have a motion to second, is there any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Moving right along. Agenda item number 6, Chief Appraiser's Report.
I'll do real quick. You've been here for a while, will you pass those around, please? I'm gonna talk while that's going around, I just have a couple of things, we've talked about a little bit of this that I wrote down was about the AC and the plumbing leak. Some of this came out earlier, that we have 10 lawsuits that still remain in 2025. And we have, this is a kind of an issue that I don't know what will take place, how this will pan out, but we already have more than 23 arbitrations from 2026. I know you guys don't have a frame of reference for that, but I can just say that's a lot. Not that number's a lot, that's a lot to have already, it's just July. So we already have more than 23 arbitrations in place. We'll see where that number lands. Maybe we got a bunch at the beginning and it's gonna just slow down, but if it stays at this rate,
Because we're so early.
maybe, yeah. I don't know how to interpret that, other than it's very early to have that many arbitrations. That's a lot.
What is, I don't see what this said, what is it?
I haven't talked about that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get that out of
I'm
there.
sorry, I'll get to that. That makes me nonsense.
The arbitration stems from them not being happy with their ARB hearing, correct?
And I talked to Eamon who does that for us, and he said he's pretty sure that one of those is a property owner. And the other 99% are agent represented. So it's also a selling tool for agents to say, well, let's keep this baton going. Don't give up yet. Like, we'll go to arbitration.
yeah, everybody's been talking about these agents.
So it's an issue.
It's an
That's
issue.
that's a thing, you know, it's part of their business model.
Mhm.
I will end up talking about that again close to the end of the year to let you guys know. What I don't know now, and that's just what that's gonna end up looking like. We certified in early July, the entities had the data, I think, by the July 10th or 11th. And we have 300 hearings left, so we'll be done in mid-August with hearings. Unless we get a reschedule from a particular agent, and then we'll be done in October, right?
Right.
Basically.
And that will probably be the case.
That'll probably be the case. But we're scheduled to mid-August, we'll probably get a reschedule. And then they'll probably want October. That's
Correct.
that's their method of operation, right?
Yes.
But that's really good to have 300 left. We have 3,700 protests. So we're down to 300. That's a good number. This thing that I put out here, I just think this is interesting. The reason this kind of came about in my head is I was crossing Aransas Bay a few weeks ago. And I was in the middle of Aransas Bay and there was people jet ski in the middle of Aransas Bay. And I was like, when did this start? When did we have jet skiers out here in the middle of the bay? I mean, I'm used to them being where they're usually at, but they were jet skiing, like they're gonna get hurt. I mean, there's reefs out there. You can't,
Well, that voter did get hurt.
yeah.
We had
I
somebody,
mean,
yeah.
and so I came back and I was just thinking, I wanted to try to have some perspective on, it made me think about the job here. And so, and the residents in this area, in this county. So we had 3,749 protests. 2496 of those were from agents. So that's, I think, right around 60%, 65% of our protests are not homeowners, that's agents, agent protests, that's.
And these are people that hire somebody
Hire.
to represent them.
Yeah,
So of those 3,750, 2,500 of them are coming from, are hired to come and represent. 527 homesteads are protested. We have 7,500 or so homesteads. So that's roughly 8%. So 8% of the homesteads protest. But of that 527, I think I did that math right. I think it's 8%. If the percentage is wrong, but the 527 is right. 295 homesteads were not agents that protested. So that means in this whole county, less than 300 people who were just like us came in without an agent and protested.
Wow.
So of our 3,700 protests, 295 of them are everyday Rockport people coming in and
So
saying,
it's a
"Hey,
good business to be in.
I need to talk, I need to talk about my account." From our perspective, we would want that number to grow as long as this number shrunk. We can't handle too many more. But we would want this number, I think everybody in this office would prefer that this number was actually higher. But that this number, it had this kind of effect. There's no way to control this stuff. And I'll be the first to admit that this is just data. I haven't looked, I literally got frustrated crossing the bay. And then came in and was just like trying to have my mind wrapped. I was just trying to think about like what's represented in this county. And that's the way it looks. So whatever you guys think about that, I don't know.
So this is a significant increase in before and agent accounts.
It goes up every year.
Can you attribute that to anything in particular, or they advertising more?
Advertising, they advertise really well through social media.
And there's a newer one too that's pushing, and we have, I think they just started up this past year, correct, or 2 years
A
ago?
few of them, yeah.
Yeah, now there's more than one, so they're pushing hard.
Mm.
And they're pushing real hard.
So it's interesting.
I'd like to know how many addresses of the residents match the mailing code, zip code.
I know that.
Oh, that,
It's of the 3,700 protests, that's a question I asked, but I couldn't get it. I had to ask our software vendor to give it to me.
Cause you'd have to pull them.
It's really hard to get.
Yeah.
It's 2,600 are non Rockport zip codes. That's how they
There you
did
go.
it.
Yeah,
Was they
that's what-
pulled zip codes. And I asked them,
Yeah.
how many
that almost lines up with this 295 non-homestead agents.
right, yeah, it's
Almost on the nose.
almost on the nose. Yeah, no, that's fair.
And
That's
what's
fair.
going too is the push on Facebook. The push on Facebook for these agents is huge.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah, they're
it
doing it.
all the time,
It's-
people pushing.
It me
It's not
that,
just agents, it's just push on Facebook.
Well, they push the agents too, though.
I don't think I do though. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's 2,600.
You
If
don't
it's
even
not
have to, because they
2,600,
don't
close.
have to do anything. Yeah,
Ballpark.
who did you use? It's all.
That's interesting.
but after I did this, that was the question that I asked our vendor, because I was like, wait a minute,
Hard enough.
where are these coming from?
Mhm.
And so they did it by zip code. It's like 2,600. That'd be another one put in here. It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I don't think one way or other about it, other than we have a lot of stuff that's not necessarily.
Does the ARB, is it, cause I don't sit through those meetings or anything, I've never seen an agent present a protest, is it more difficult for the ARB to deal with an agent, or does
No,
it matter?
no, not at all.
'Cause I don't know, you know these people.
No, not at all.
Just more prepared.
Not less.
Less.
Cause they probably.
Your
have, like,
homeowner's gonna,
they-
oh,
they
they're
have a
gonna
lot
come
of
in here
data
with
that
staffs.
Individualize that.
Yeah, your homeowners that come in here themselves, they're gonna be bringing everything, they go around, they're.
Yeah.
Well, like I know when I do my protests, I mean, I did 3 of them in Victoria last week. It was a stack of papers like that, you know, I had 6 copies, but
Yeah.
I went through 2 things in ink.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think I lost money on the deal. I just paid the taxes.
Should've just paid them, that's what you get.
Yeah, so. That's all I have.
Thanks, Ray.
Yep.
So one question I have, and I don't know if this is in reports, but I'll say it is, so our board composition thing, we floated out there, nobody objected.
Not yet, but they still have until.
August
Oh,
15th,
August 5th, it's, they.
or
will
something
have-
like that.
It is uncertain, yes, but.
I didn't know, I thought it was a 30-day, but I couldn't remember.
No, it's by the tax code dates again, they have another month or so to,
Has anybody gotten any feedback on that?
the city is, in accordance with it, and I only know because I saw the city manager yesterday.
Oh, okay. Ray, has anybody said anything to you?
We had one person confused, right, Val?
Right, the city of Aransas Pass. Wasn't sure what it was saying, if they needed to maybe make some sort of resolution themselves, and yeah, it
We
was.
just explained it to them and then haven't heard.
Yeah,
back.
and I also gave you as a contact to the person who called, and so.
That's Passing your name out.
Just throw it out
They're
there,
already on the bathroom wall, you know, come on now. No, that's fine.
and you wrote it there.
Yeah. We have to find our entertainment where we can. Okay.
Look, I have one more thing, just to
No,
say,
go ahead.
just to say thank you. I think you guys are doing, I mean this, I think you guys are doing a good job. I think it shows in the office. And so I'm appreciative of y'all and, the way that y'all work. I think that the office benefits. This is my favorite thing about this, is our office didn't even know we were having a board meeting. And
Instead of everybody going, oh my God.
hey, I'm just saying, what that also means is like, we're not walking around talking about it. We're just, we're getting prepared, we're ready to go. We're good to go, we're not, it's an uneventful thing. Scott's not here, but we said something to Scott, and he was like, I didn't even know. And so, and Eamon, we had to do the technology stuff, he said, I didn't even know we were having a meeting. From my point of view, that makes me happy, so I appreciate y'all.
I reciprocate that.
Yeah.
We put in the work.
Yeah.
Well, I tell everybody, I make no bones about it. I've told everybody when I go to groups or whatever. We have an amazing board. We have an amazing staff. I've said it over and over again. I think this is the model that everybody should look at, you know, because I've dealt with quite a few CADs. And some of them are not very good. But no, that's great. We appreciate that, right? We appreciate what y'all do and stuff.
Thank you guys.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you.
Do we have anything else, ma'am? No?
We have a meeting coming up, not too far
Mm-hmm.
away, that's coming up, right?
A month from now,
Yeah.
we'll be sending out an agenda. It's mainly for the reappraisal plan. There will be a couple of other things on it, but we'll kind of, if y'all like the system, we'll send out if Matt will put the agenda together, then I'll send it out to everybody so you can give us notice if you want any changes, and do it like that.
She's just flattering me. She does all the work. But one other question, Ray, on the reappraisal plan, is that, so the stuff about the ag deal that,
It's already there, Matt. That's already true.
okay, so
It's
that's
just
still,
hard to do.
okay,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like if you decided to do it, the question that's come around is just like, how could you have like a smaller ag operation is the basic concept, and it's just really hard to do. But it's already in the code.
Okay.
Is it a possibility?
Is that something though that go in the
It
reappraisal
wouldn't,
plan or?
no.
No,
It
okay.
wouldn't go.
That would just be a policy adoption?
But it's actually already adopted.
Okay.
It's really there.
You
It
just have to show.
It's just so hard. it's
You have
so
to
hard
show
to
that you
prove.
can, that you
that you
can
can
meet
do
those
it.
requirements.
Yeah.
So, but is that available to somebody that wants to avail themselves of that? Can they do that?
I wanna go do that on my property right now, I could,
You,
I'm
you
pretty
start,
sure I know.
you'd start the process. You'd start the process. You'd start the 5-year process. And our ag specialist would say, the guy that we kind of consult with, he would say, it's not possible. That's what he would say. He's not an optimist. But he's just like, it's too hard to do. It's too
You're
expensive.
talking about getting ag,
On a smaller piece of
On less than
property,
the 10 acres or what.
and doing it.
You have to show $1,500 worth of profits or something. or
And it
gross
being
profits
legitimate,
every
yeah.
year, and it has to be, yeah.
It's just real hard to do. Cost wise. Supplementing, water, all of that, just ends up adding up. You can be first.
Well, that's the only thing anybody's asked me about, and you know where that came from, so. All right, good. So, do we have anything else? So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
We have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0. We stand adjourned at 6:33 PM. See Arnold?